Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August 23rd, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Saturday out there so far. Everybody had a great Saturday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking our newly formed tropical storm Fernand, which is located in the central tropical Atlantic. That's located to the southeast of Bermuda, and will continue to push on off to the north and then to the northeast. But you can see here's Fernand right here. This is Invest 99L. We're still monitoring it. This looks like it may become Gabrielle sometime, maybe in the Caribbean Sea or into the Gulf of Mexico. Alright, we got another system over here we need to monitor for possible development, but over in the Eastern Pacific, got scattered activity there as well, across South America, Central America, the Yucatan Peninsula, also Mexico, and also over in the Pacific Northwest, and also the southwestern U.S. around the Four Corners region, anywhere from Washington State over towards New Mexico and Colorado. We got more activity in the Gulf of Mexico, stretching into Florida, up into the Carolinas, also off the South Carolina coast. You see a powerful cold front starting to appear on the map. You can see it here, stretching from portions of southeast Canada through areas of Ohio, Indiana, all the way back into North Texas, and back into the southwestern U.S. This front will continue to sag on off to the south and east, and much cooler air will spill in behind this front as we continue to roll forward. Alrighty, but first, let's take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center on our newly formed tropical storm Fernand. This is it at 5 p.m. this afternoon. It was located near latitude 27.2 north, longitude 61.4 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles an hour with higher gusts. It's moving this to the north at 15 miles an hour. Right now it's classified as a tropical storm with winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. And it looks just to remain just a tropical storm all the way through its life cycle and become a post-tropical cyclone. But it would not be ruled out. A Category 1 hurricane could be in the cards as well as it continues to live to the north. Alrighty, but here's the forecast cone. You can see it 5 p.m. this afternoon. Remains a tropical storm through 2 p.m. Wednesday, but a post-tropical cyclone by then. But you can see right through pretty much the lifestyle through Tuesday. Remains a tropical storm in the central tropical Atlantic, then moves into the north central tropical Atlantic, and then pushes on off into the waters where Aaron to move through, and the storm should dissipate from there on. Alright, let's move on to the Spaghetti-O models. Here you go, you can see it right here. Continue current position here, pretty well compacted. You can see it moving on off to the north and east. Here's St. John's Island, there's a portion of Nova Scotia, and you can see it continue to push away from the region as the models are showing. Alright, now here's the intensity guidance of the system. Most of the models do keep it as a tropical storm. There's one takes it to a Category 1 hurricane. Right now they're looking at just a tropical storm, but it could possibly become a Category 1 hurricane still briefly before it reaches the cooler waters of the north central tropical Atlantic. Alright, that was your forecast update for Fernand. Here is Invest 99L. Here's the current position of the storm. You can see it moves through the southern and central Leeward Islands into the central and southwestern Caribbean Sea. The computer models are beginning to turn this system here, and they do look like they may wind up into the Gulf of Mexico. So something we'll continue to monitor. I will continue to monitor all week, but I do think this will become Gabrielle somewhere later on down the road. So just giving you a heads up, so be prepared for what could become Gabrielle in the next few days to come. Alright, here's the intensity guidance. You can see it has 30 knot winds up to about 35 miles per hour. This system most of the model keeps into a just tropical wave, but there is some that shoots it into a tropical storm, even a hurricane by the ship model on a Category 1 towards 156 to 168 hours out. Cannot rule that out. If it do become a hurricane, it will become Hurricane Gabrielle, but it could be effect to the U.S. later on down the road. But I will keep you up to date on this here. But this is the intensity guidance of Gabrielle. Well, just tropical wave right now, 99 L, but that looks to become Gabrielle soon. Alright, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see we got some heavy rain, flash flooding in portions of California, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, northern Texas, Oklahoma, and also portions of Kansas. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from Oregon to California to Arizona to New Mexico, all the way to Oklahoma to Nebraska, Wyoming, also in the central and northern Gulf of Mexico as well. Also over to the Florida Keys, Northwest Bahamas, all the way up to the Carolinas, the Atlantic coastal waters, all the way up to Maine, also Ottawa and Toronto, Canada vicinities toward Lake Huron, Lake Superior, also Michigan and Wisconsin and northeast Minnesota regions also a little bit of thunderstorm and shower activity in portion of northeastern Texas. Otherwise, big dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright. Let's move on to your Monday forecast. You can see we got some flash flooding and heavy rain over portions of New Mexico to Colorado, portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, portions of Arkansas, and portions of North Texas. Alright, we got thunderstorms and showers again from Oregon to Idaho to Wyoming to South Dakota, Nebraska, down to Texas, to New Mexico, Southern California, the Baja region of California, Mexico, Southern Texas, the Central and Northern Gulf, Florida Keys, Northwest Bahamas, all the way up to the Atlantic coastal waters, all the way up to Maine, New Brunswick, New York State, over toward Lake Huron, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Ottawa, and Toronto, Canada areas as well. Otherwise, big dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Monday. Alright, let's take a look at the current watches and warning advisory map for your located across the nation. Alright, you can see we got a lot of coastal flood advisory from up here around New Jersey, Delaware region to eastern Virginia. Flood watches in effect for eastern North Carolina. More coastal flood advisory from southeast North Carolina. Also South Carolina as well. Flood watches there as well. Because there's been some flooding going on down in the Charleston area of South Carolina. Also down in the portion of central and eastern Georgia and northern Florida regions as well. Got some air quality alerts down here in areas of Texas, also in portion of Colorado, or Wyoming, also portion of Idaho. Also, we got some sets of heat warnings, heat advisory stretching from portion of Idaho to Washington State, Oregon, California, Nevada, all the way down into portions of Arizona and Southern California regions as well. Flood watches also in effect for portions areas of Nevada, also in a couple counties here in New Mexico and also Arizona. Flood advisories in southwestern areas of Colorado regions also. Even got some red flag warnings in Northern California and also portion of Oregon State as well. Alright, we got small craft advisory, gale warning from Maine all the way to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Then again from the southern California coast to Washington State. Also southern Hawaii and Chain Island around the Alaska region. The inland areas of Alaska looks to have some wind advisories, hydro issues, and some high surf warnings there as well along coastal areas of the Alaska region. Alright, let's see if we can get on to the next one, the Storm Prediction Center Outlook. This is for your Sunday. We just had that marginal risk over here in portion of Denver to Pablo to Garden City to Colby. And then we got general thunderstorm from Maine to the Carolinas, Florida, the Outer Banks, North Carolina, down towards southern Texas, and then portions of Tucson over toward Oregon, and then over toward McCook and the Oklahoma City region as well. Tornado probability is going to look like this: less than 2% all area, damaging winds 5%, and large hail, pretty much same location. Alright, we're going to take a look at day number 3. It's going to look something like this. This general thunderstorm pretty much across the board. Yep. From Maine to areas of New York State, eastern North and South Carolina, down southeast Georgia, to the Florida Keys, southern Texas, much of Texas, southern Louisiana, over to Arizona, New Mexico, up to portions of Washington, Oregon State, and over to the Wyoming region as well. Alright, now, here's a look at the tropics. And it's going to look something like this. This was updated at 7:15. Here's that system here that looks to become Gabrielle. But here's Fernand here. Here's Bermuda. Southeast of Bermuda. Fernand is located here. And there is disturbance number 1. This is 99L, looks to become Gabrielle very soon. Right now it has 40% over the next 7 days and also the next 2 days, and it will bring a lot of gusty winds, flooding to portions of the Windward and Leeward Islands as it continues to push off to the west at about 20 and 25 miles per hour, and the Windward Island, Leeward Islands late Sunday. Regarding the development on Sunday and Monday, the system is expected to reach the Central Caribbean Sea on Tuesday, where conditions are expected to become less favorable for the additional development, and Air Force reconnaissance aircraft is scheduled to investigate the system tomorrow if necessary. Alrighty, so hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. Have a wonderful Saturday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.